where once you understand what your audience, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, then you get the exact matching keywords that you could use in your copy, and then you could target them in your ads. All right, guys. So how to leverage built-in biases for your sales copy. Now, this is a very interesting one because we all have built-in biases deep inside of us that we cannot ignore. Everyone has it. And so it's how to leverage those biases, what people are already thinking, what are people, are their convictions, their beliefs, into your sales copy, into your sales letters, to be able to sell any product that you want. Whether it's a service, physical product, doesn't matter. You can leverage these built-in biases for that. Now, there's a ton of biases that we all have, but there's a few that people really are taking notice of, or really kind of built in, these built-in beliefs. Now, you'll see it a lot right now with the political races that are happening, everything else that's going on, even in sports. You'll see it a lot in sports too. So the biggest one that people will have is called confirmation bias. Confirmation biases, or confirmation bias. And so, spell that. I'm also not a really good speller. So, confirmation bias. So, confirmation bias, what is that? That's just a belief system that we already have deep inside of us. Like, I'll give you an example. Have you ever seen a scenario where someone sent you an article of something, or like some scientific article? It's got, it looks a nice and detailed article of based on what they believe or what they had talked to you about. Like, that's the confirmation bias. People will go and search for different things, whether it's scientific or unscientific, just some sort of belief that's built into them that will confirm what they already believe. And then they'll go ahead and dismiss everything else that they don't believe to be true. So that's a confirmation bias. Now, if we already know your audience, right, who your audience, what their built-in confirmation bias is, it makes it easier to sell to them. So meaning you just talk about what they already believe in. And that's it. And that's what makes it very, very nice. But the issue is, like, how do you find the confirmation bias? A lot of it has to go into research and understanding your audience. And so leveraging this just one little piece, confirmation bias, will get to a point where they truly believe what you're saying. That's where you can get them to sell or purchase your product, or even share it with somebody else. And so confirmation bias, like, that goes into research. Like, so research. So how do you research? How you do that is you find out what they believe in. And how you find out what they believe in is you go to places like Amazon. You go to Amazon reviews and you search for comments in the Amazon reviews. Maybe you go to a blog post, right? Or you go to article comments. And I'll give you an example. So I'm working with a health and fitness expert, one of my clients, and so his particular niche is women who are married and have kids, and so it's finding out where they would be, like what books would they purchase, like what is it that's deep inside of them that's the true thing that keeps them up at night, right? Like what blogs are they going to, right? What articles are they reading? Like where are they at? And so the cool thing is the internet is filled with all the information. You could find all the information. You could find out exactly what they're saying. And you could take those exact words. They call it, in SEO, they call it exact keywords. So they call it exact keywords, exact matching keywords. Matching keywords. You take those exact matching keywords and you could use that in your sales copy, which is great. I mean, that's exactly what they say. There are any pain points they have, any concerns they have, you could use it in their sales copy. But also above and beyond that, once you have this information, what books they're reading, what blog posts are going, who do they follow, articles, you could also use that for advertisement, for ads. You could pull that in Facebook ads. That's targeting. So this is kind of a one-stop shop where once you understand what your audience, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, then you get the exact matching keywords that you could use in your copy, and then you could target them in your ads. And then once you target them in your ads, then what you have is you know exactly where your audience is at. And so that's kind of the formula here to how to leverage built-in biases for your sales copy. There's many other biases as well. There's the confirmation bias, which is kind of almost like conviction bias. There's also group biases, like crowd biases. Appearance bias is also another one. So appearance bias. So appearance bias is really, really important because in appearance bias, any people that we meet up front, we're looking at their mask, meaning that we never actually see the person behind the mask. So like everyone will put like some sort of front, right? And it's just a deep down, it's built-in security deep down. So there's actually 3 pieces to the brain that you have to understand when you're dealing with these biases. So you have what's called the lizard brain, which is the first brain that's kind of the fight or flight. You have the limbic system, which is like the midbrain, and that processes a lot of the fear centers. And then you have the third one, which is the neocortex, which is language centers. And so you have those 3 contexts into the brain, which develops all of the biases in here. So just want to give you kind of a quick, short spiel of how to build your built-in biases for your sales copy. Put in the comments if you guys like this kind of stuff. I could do more of this content. Or if you guys have questions around this or you're not quite sure on something, let me know. Also, if you know someone who likes this and wants to learn some of this stuff, feel free to share it. So appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching.